Welcome back to Good Morning LaLa. Nothing like motivation like jewelry, just saying.
Motivation for adornment.
Yes. My cousin, Olivia Kazanjian, is in the house, one of my favorite people in the world.
Well, good. We're related. You better like me.
That's good, yeah.
Better like
it's required.
You have to. Comes along with the territory.
Absolutely adore your collection. When I went to your website, I think you've really amassed such a unique curation of vintage and modern pieces.
Yeah.
But that is a fine art.
Well, I like to call it ADD. Because I can't really decide. I do have ADD. The whole family does. I think we're all just a little bit off. But I couldn't really decide where I wanted to go. I knew I loved the idea of vintage pieces because we come from grandmothers that loved jewelry and that told stories through their jewelry. And then I'm really active. My kids are really active. Our family's really active. And so I started making these little tiny bracelets that people could be active in and still feel like they were adorned. And jewelry is such a personal thing. It's such an ancient, it's the first thing people had, beads. And they would adorn their bodies and beautify their bodies and tell a story about who they were, who they are, the colors that they love. And I kind of wanted to build all that into my collection. So I started taking vintage pieces like this. Erin, you were just looking at that.
Hand it over, sister.
No, but
so gorgeous.
Our grandmother had
a
shoulder of these bees. She would just have like buzzing bees on her shoulder. But like people don't really wear pins like that anymore. It's sort of this old-fashioned thing. So I just kind of had them soldered onto rings.
So gorgeous.
And I did that with a lot of stuff. But you should be able to wear it with other stuff. Nothing's too precious. If you let it sit in a safe, it's not going to serve you. I think you should wear it and love it.
But I think that one of the brilliant things you've done is that you hold it like in different homes. It's a whole thing. And there's some people that want the real, they want the estate jewelry. They want that really expensive piece. And then they also could have a little bracelet that's just a perfect little add-on, but you bring people together, and that's what, because you make people laugh, and that you're also like a psychologist at the same time.
You're right. No, totally. It actually, Erin, it's true what you're saying, because it started off just people asking me, oh, can you find me a Rolex, or can you, find me this or that. Our family business on my husband's side is jewelry, and then it started. People would come over and they'd have a glass of wine and they would talk. And then you would try a bracelet on them and they'd be like, don't look at my hands. My hands are so horrible.
Next thing you know, we're spending thousands of dollars.
No, it wasn't that, but it really was like psychology of people have, I don't like my neck, I don't like my thing, but if they see, no, it's beautiful. You look beautiful and what you have is beautiful. And you just keep going with it. So there is kind of this psychology behind jewelry and adornment that I think is really important. And I see you've got a little bling on too.
I can't keep up with this though. This is
honey. You are keeping up. Look at you. Look at this.
I know. What tips would you give someone watching who wants to be able to mix some of the old with the new and to really start being able to adorn themselves?
So there's this new show right now with that woman who says if it doesn't spark joy, don't have it in your house. First of all, there's some jewelry that you hold and you go, oh, there's something like mourning jewelry. Victorian mourning jewelry is really hard for me, or hair jewelry. This is back in the Victorian era. They would, the women would only wear black. They could only wear black and black jewelry too, and it was because they've lost someone in their family. So that's really hard to have. People collect it and they love it, but for me, it's a really sad jewelry, and it carries energy. So first of all, see what you really like, what goes, oh my gosh, this is just really bringing some greatness inside of me. You go back to that one, Erin. Go back to that one. Yeah. And then, so I was...
You're not giving that back, I don't think.
I always talk about charms, what's it saying about you? What do you want to say? So take what you already have and build from that. Take your great-grandmother's little tennis bracelet, or even if it's nothing, maybe it's just a little silver something that actually holds a lot of memory for you, and build from that, because you're telling a story. I believe that jewelry can be a great connector. It can, oh my gosh, look, tells it, that is, tells you, like it immediately, it's the first thing I see. Erin's got her divine love going on. So that is straight up like this is what I'm all about. And some people choose to do that, and some people don't.
Totally. Do you remember the first piece of jewelry you had that you really connected with? That was yours.
It's a really good. Okay, so yes, I do. My godmother, and this is actually where these came from. My godmother gave me those build-a-bead necklaces with hollow beads. And I, as a nervous ADHD kid, still am, I'm like, I immediately took those hollow gold balls and bit them down on the thing because I loved that feeling of just, So I had this crunkly, like, gold ball that I actually kind of liked. My mom was like, she's French. She goes, I cannot believe that you did that to your necklace. I'm like, no, I actually really like it. So I was sitting on the beach, actually just like, what am I going to do? And these are hollow balls smashed onto bracelets.
Beautiful.
And that came from that piece of jewelry. So that's a really good question because that's the first time that I really thought I can take something that already exists and put my own imprint on it.
Right.
Literally.
So I'm just smashing balls.
I'm the greatest like advocate of jewelry because first of all, I don't have a lot of jewelry.
You don't. You're very
and because it's
minimalist,
like whatever. Usually it's come from family, like one or two pieces, and I have a few things I'll wear them over and over because. And so I never have a problem if I'm going to buy a piece of jewelry. Buy the jewelry because it is something that is. It's something that it represents you, and you don't need a lot. If you have good jewelry, you only need a few pieces.
No, it's like anything. Yeah. It's like if you have a good pair of shoes and a cashmere blazer, you're ready to go. And you can keep it really simple, just plain hoops and then adorn the rest with little things that you find on your travels. But it's good to have a solid bangle. It's good to have, you know what I mean? Like
you gotta have a good bangle.
Gotta have a good bangle. You have to have some studs. Those are always great. They don't have to be real. Don't get crazy. But it just there's a kind of a look.
I love it.
And what about the movement for women not getting diamonds for their engagement ring?
I love that. You know, in Europe, I said before, my mom's French. In Europe, you don't really necessarily get a diamond. You would get emeralds, you would get sapphires, you would get rubies, things that are passed down. And this whole idea of bigger,
Where are these women at?
But you
I have to revisit this marriage thing.
It's true. You can take a diamond that's dated. Like, let's say there's a family diamond that's dated. I took this one and it was facing the wrong way. And just make it modern by facing it the other way or rethinking it in a different way. You don't have to spend tons of money on jewelry for the bigger is not better. I definitely don't think bigger is better. I think refined.
We all agree with that one.
Well, yeah.
Just kidding. Okay, so can people actually have you like say they want to find yourself, but they also want to have like a party because I'm sure there's like so many different ways that you go into. I've seen you in great stores. I've seen you in estate homes.
Yeah.
Where do you go?
So I do lots of trunk shows for fundraisers. I think it's really great to always be able to give back. I also go into people's homes where they invite their friends over and we have a jewelry party. But I always try to have it be a give back in that case.
Oh, good.
Because I get to do this and I'm super blessed to be able to do it. And I should give. I actually brought you guys presents because sorry, you don't get one.
That's okay.
That's okay. I didn't know you were such a man jewelry person. I would have made one. But I actually I make a bracelet that's for breast cancer awareness, and a portion of the proceeds go to breast cancer awareness. And I thought, is there a pink?
I love it. It's my favorite color. It's like rose gold, like rose
beautiful.
gold. Okay, honestly, she is the best stuff ever. Everything from estate jewelry to little one-offs, whatever. Incredible jewelry by Olivia Kay. That's right. I love you so much.
You guys, I love you. Thank you for having me.
We're so grateful.
I love you so much. This woman is amazing.
Thank you for having me.
Stay tuned, you guys.
And next time I'll bring you something, I promise.